Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. I don't even remember what the heck were we looking for in our last run. Is some weird... Is it a trinket? I can't even recall. What are we missing? Oh no, it's the blue enemy. I remember now. Let's do some Eden runs, dude. Yeah, we're missing out on blue enemy. We haven't completed the bestiary. We might be missing out on other stuff, but certainly blue enemy. CVZPH and haw. Hey, how does a hesitant person say no in French? No. I tried, okay? I have French-Canadian ancestry. I can make that joke. I'm just taking a quick peek here. Stats are terrible. Like, really, really bad. We start with Pretty Fly. So, it's a mild bonus. Rate of fire is bad. Damage is horrible. The one saving grace here... We also have a bad curse. But the one saving grace here, apart from our speed being, like, close to average, Toxic Shock is really good too, is the fact that Eden Soul, if we live, could maybe win us the game as early as our next deal with the devil, which I don't want to say is necessarily going to be the next floor. Yeah, what would I want? Oh, geez, just walk straight down. That's the way you handle that room. That was scary. This is like the kind of run you dread having when you're on, like, win 70 of a prolonged streak. This is where things get a little cumbersome. One bad room, all of a sudden you're dead. Okay, how's our luck? Bad. Alright, well, really hit the lottery on this one. Could you, if you don't mind, just give me a bomb so I can access that other tinted rock? No. No. Actually, one bomb is incredible for us. We only need 1 penny, really, to get a bomb. One bomb also gives us a golden... Not a golden key, but a key that we could use to open this chest, but also a key that we could use... Come on. To, get Eden's soul charged up. We would definitely use it probably... I mean, we'd be thinking about just popping it on the boss room. Just so that we could actually pick up, like, HP, you know, which is one of the more likely outcomes. If this guy hits me, I'm gonna die, so the fact that he's moving around at the speed of friggin' sound here is not a positive thing in my eyes. Yes, that's right. Please drift onto the... There we go. A key. This could be where things start to pop. You come down here. You open this. Any consumable. Yeah. You get bombs. There's our bombs. No troll bombs, please. Okay, now we got a couple of these. We take these bad boys over here. The flowchart's activated. Pop it down. Get a spirit heart. It looks like we may actually live. As ridiculous as that seemed mere moments ago. It's very tempting. I'm gonna use them. So this is just a horrendous draw. Please, be charmed. Be charmed. Matchbook for an evil upgrade and a range upgrade is just, like, sincerely god-awful. Okay, we got a torn photo, though, so everything is, like, mildly forgiven. We used our spacebar item in a situation that turned out to be suboptimal, but can you blame me in this situation? I mean, did you see... Sorry, I thought I had important, actionable email there. It is an important email. It's StubHub. Hey! I'm giving you some exclusive concert offers. I'm definitely not sending to everybody. We know you're such a big fan of Harry Styles. We thought you'd like to know he's coming to Rogers Arena. This is my least favorite emails, man. I buy tickets off of StubHub sometimes to go to the Canucks games. I'll explain why, okay? The Canucks are a bad team, but I like watching hockey and supporting the local boys. The organization still charges through the nose for tickets, but season ticket holders are like, I'm not gonna go see them play, you know, the Arizona Coyotes on a Tuesday afternoon, you know? That's where I step in and I say, I'll take them off your hand for 20 bucks. And they say, you are a saint, sir. And I say, I know. I say, I know I am. Maybe even better than a saint. I might be like the Pope level or something. But you don't have to send me, they send me these disingenuous emails. Hey, because you're such a good customer, I got an offer for you. And I'm like, oh, is it something that appeals to my tastes? Did you have good, you know, is it a $10 off coupon? And they're like, don't be ridiculous, you idiot. It's Jimmy Buffett tickets at full price. I don't want to get wasted away in Margaritaville. Okay? I want to watch Bo Horvat score his 53rd point of the season. For those of you who don't watch hockey, you're probably looking for some context. It's really just a decent level. He's a good player, but he's not like a top scorer, okay? That's all you need to know there. Anyway, this run is sort of like, we sacrificed our speed, but we got every other stat we could ever want right now. Like, for context, early in the game. 15 mega bombs is pretty sick, too. We do want to hit our shop up. We want to use bombs on the regular, too. Like, our damage is good. It's like above average damage and above average rate of fire, but it's not amazing yet. A speed upgrade is exactly what we needed right there. And these are kind of bad, and I just ruined a little bit of HP in the process as well, but I will totally take Demon Baby. Because Demon Baby is, like, exactly acceptable. It's, like, exactly a good price. This was super not worth it. Ruka, just stay in the box, okay? You're okay. You don't need to leave all the time. The box is where the cat belongs. Don't make me sing my catty songs. As long as you want to go, you're good to go. I keep smelling like a campfire. I'm like, what on earth is that? And I realize it's actually me. We got swindled yesterday. You might recall, I can't remember, I told you a couple Thursdays ago, Kate and I went out to a dinner with her parents, and then at the end of the dinner, they were like, hey, it's Kate's sister's birthday next week. Do you want to drive up for it? And we're like, yeah, like, it's not that I don't want to, but it's a 3-hour drive, sometimes more depending on traffic. You gotta cross a border. And I always get anxious when I cross the border. Like, we went to a mod pizza, and I'm not gonna, that's just deep lore for you guys. But we went to a mod pizza when we were in our town, and we only ate half the pizza because we were eating a little later anyway. We brought back half the pizza, and the guy at the border is like, nothing to declare, and I'm running it in my brain like, well, you have a $0 personal exemption. Should I let them know I'm bringing back $4 worth of pizza? Like, I know it's not a big deal at all. I'm not going to go to jail, but maybe they'll be like, hey, what's that pizza? And I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had to declare it. They're going to make me pay them $2. It's not really paying them $2. It's just the hassle of having to do it, you know? In my head, of course, I'm like, I've perjured myself. I said I had nothing to declare, but I got a half a pizza box sitting in the back here. Anyway, you get the idea. So it's a little bit of a hassle. We do it all on the same day. So it's like 6 hours of driving to say happy birthday, give them a present, and eat dinner. But we did it anyway, because it's a nice thing to do. And to be honest, you know, we'll take many excuses to get out of the house, take a day off. I don't mind the drive, most of the time. I would rather not do it. But I understand, you know, it's seeing family. We always like this. They always cook a nice dinner for us. And it sounds like I mean that as like they're trying, but that is what I mean. Like, you know, they're busy people. They probably would have just had like taco night or something instead. Then we show up and they're like, check out what we got in the slow cooker. So it's, you know, it's a ipso facto. I don't know what that means. Give me black candle, please. No, don't buy that. We can't afford it anyway. But yeah, so we drove up, and I thought, you know, we've been down there a couple of times. They have 2 young kids. They're maybe like 5 to 10 years older than us, so they're basically contemporaries. And they have 2 young kids. One of them is 2 and one of them is 6. But I forgot that since the last time we've been there, it's been like 4 months. And in 4 months, for me, I'm the same. You know, I haven't changed a bit, more or less. For children, 4 months is like outrageous. The last time we saw this 2-year-old, she like barely spoke. This time, she's not, you know, a skilled orator. Anyway, you know, she's not coming out with witticisms on the regular, but she can make sentences that get dialogue across, and she can repeat what other people are saying, and she can understand what you're saying most of the time. It's pretty amazing. And I do mean understand what I'm saying, because sometimes I phrase things in, you know, needlessly obtuse ways, you know? We were doing some improv bits. She drew a phone on a piece of paper and then put it up to her ear and was like, "Hello, is this Ryan?" And I said, "No, this is Mr. Cat. Who's this?" And then she was like, "This is Mr. Dog." And I said, "Hello, Mr. Dog, how are you?" And then she just started laughing. So, like, she's not the #1 improv partner, but she could roll with the punches maybe better than some of the people on the NLSS, to be honest with you. But we got swindled. I didn't realize. We drove up there, and when we get there, they're doing yard work because they just bought a house. Which is great news for them. It's a wonderful place. They handed us a shovel, and they were like, "Hey, we want to make a fire pit. Can you help us?" And we were like, yes, because it would be impolite to say no, but at the same time, like, we didn't really, you know, I didn't wear my bad clothes. I wore my good clothes, which are bad, but they're the best clothes I own, so I don't really want to, but I still got down and dirty with it. And now I'm sore today. I know it's lame, you know. Many of you out there probably work a, you know, more blue-collar job with some physical labor. Did a couple of hours of sifting around some dirt, and I'm like dead today. I slept for, I think, maybe 1,500 hours last night, and I'm still like, my body is like all tissues are devoid of oxygen or something. I think, like, I'm settling into my role as an uncle, though, because I understand it now. My role as an uncle is to give the parents a break. And it's a very selfish attitude for me to be like, I don't want to go give them a break, because that was a very convenient pill. Because, like, I'm taking a day off from work just to make their lives easier. I think it's a nice thing to do, and I'm happy to do it approximately once every 8 months. But I gotta level with you. Sometimes people make jokes, they're like, you know, oh, NL having a baby when? After dealing with like a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old for even a single day, it's like it pushed the timeline back like 4 years. It's like, are you crazy? I don't want to do it. I got so much other stuff I could do in my adult life right now. I could be using this time wisely. I was playing hide and seek with them. I was like, I don't really want to play. And they're like, come on. And I said, maybe later. And then a minute later, they came back and said, you said later you'd play. And I said, well, that's a little ridiculous. And then they said, you promised. And those are like the magic words. I'm like, I'm not going to make these kids cry. It's not even my home. They're not even my kids. So I played hide and seek. There's no place to hide. They always hide under the table. So I know how you play hide and seek. I'm not Dwight Schrute. You don't just go find them and then be like, I have found you. You know, you got to make it there's a rigmarole. Where could they possibly be? Not in here. Not in here. And then, you know, they're under the table, so I take like a little walk around the table. And I go, well, I wouldn't hide under the table. That's too easy. And then you pull up the tablecloth really fast, and they go like, ah! You know, it was a good time. And then as soon as I caught them, they were like, again. And I was like, all right, that's fair. You know, one hide and seek is not enough to constitute a single session. I'll level with you on that. So I count to 20 again, and then I look, and the whole crux of this bit is that they're really bad at hide and seek. You know, they don't know the meta. They're making noise, using like really heavy footsteps. I know exactly where they are. Uncover my eyes, and I'm like, these guys are just at the table again. Are you kidding me? So I do the same thing again, and I go, you know, oh, surely they wouldn't be hiding under the table for a second time. That's way too obvious. And I pull up the tablecloth, and they're like, oh my God, how did you know? And I'm like, I know, adult brain. And then they're like a third time. And I was like, okay, but this is the last one for real. Daddy wants to look at his phone like a normal adult. Uncle, I guess. Using daddy in that context is very unusual. Excuse me. And then, sure enough, they're at the table again. And I'm like, you know, I'm enrolled in class right now. Like, I have stuff I could be doing. If you're not even gonna meet me halfway in the hide-and-seek department. Like, it's supposed to be fun for both parties. No Krampus, thank you. What are these? Addicted. No thank you. You're not, I just feel like I'm bringing all the entertainment value here, and you're the ones that are benefiting from it. And that's the way it should be, which is why I push back, you know, I realize it's a selfish attitude, which is what pushes back the kid timeline. I'm not selfless enough to want a child. Mind you, I bet it's different if it's your kid. But you probably still gotta get annoyed with your kid from time to time, right? Be real with me. I know, like, what you tell your kid, oh, you're the precious ray of sunshine, etc., whatever, okay? But there's gotta be times when they're not doing anything, like, wrong, they're just annoying. And you're like, hey, I only get, like, a half an hour of free time every now and then from changing your poopy diapers. Like, could you just go away for a second? Anyway, that was an important realization for me. I was like, I'm way further away from being ready for that. I'm still very much enjoying that my sleep schedule, when it gets destroyed, is destroyed by me and me alone. I have the luxury of, you know, being as busy as I want to be, which most of the time is very busy. But it's busy for my reasons, you know? I don't know. It was an eye-opening experience for me, because the previous times we've gone there, they've been shy, which is fair. And, you know, they'll say, like, when we arrive, they'd be like, hello, and I'll be like, hello. This time, they were going crazy. When I left, they were sad, and it feels bad, but I was also like, hey, we gotta get on I-5. This is a long drive. They were sad, and my sister-in-law was like, don't be sad, you can just look up Uncle Ryan on YouTube. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, if you're, I don't know what kind of, like, charlatan or charade I've been playing here, but I didn't want you to think that I'm like Mr. Family Friendly. Not necessarily dropping the F-bomb all the time, because that renders you ineligible for some, you know, high demographic paying advertisements in the YouTube partner program. But at the same time, you know, I don't, we'll ask questions like, hey, would you rather, poop piss or piss poop? You know? That's not the kind of question I need like a 6-year-old bringing up to me the next time I'm over there. I can be cool uncle when they're like 14. I can be cool uncle. How old do I be? Like, yeah, I'll be like 30. Yeah, be cool uncle. I don't really have a desire to be cool uncle. I mostly like, as fun as it was, and the pulled pork was delicious, and the fire pit s'mores were cool, and it felt good to actually be working, you know, with my hands, even if I'm bad at it. Would have preferred to just play more Slay the Spire. I'm like half joking. Perks? Puberty. Puberty's fine. This could be a secret room. Dude, our bombs are looking pretty solid. Everything else about this run is, I wouldn't say 50-50, because we have 10 damage, but a little delicate in the HP department right now. I mean, we might as well take Box of Friends. It's not very good, but it's okay. So that's the saga of my weekend. We also had one of those moments that, like, sometimes makes you question the fragility of life, because I might have pushed myself into the fire there. We're driving on I-5 northbound. You don't need to know this except to, you know, for the story to be corroborated. Around like 9:35 p.m. And then I look, you know, so I always tell you on the highway you want to maintain like some vision of what's happening up in front of you, right? So that you can quickly respond to whatever stimuli might appear. Hold up a sec. Oh, good, a range upgrade. So I'm peeking up there, and I see, like, brake lights come on. Instantaneously. The clamp is not for impact. It was just like, it was not like someone slowing down. It was somebody being like, I have to stop right now. And then, like, it percolates back 5 or 6 cars, and it gets to us. And we're sitting there for, like, half an hour in this, traffic jam. And then people, like tractor trailers, start passing me on the shoulder. I'm in the right lane because I'm 100 years old. And actually, it's illegal to be in the left lane unless you're passing in Washington, so I try to follow the rules there. Moreover, I think it just helps the flow of traffic. But I'm going to digress. You know, you don't need to know my thoughts on traffic. But basically, like, if you're in the left lane and you're not passing somebody, just get out of the left lane. I say that as somebody who gets passed on occasion. Anyway, the point is, there's no, oh, I'm going over the speed limit. The left lane is for people who do over the speed limit. That's not how it works. But I digress. Okay, I'm going to use all those. HP is irrelevant to me right now. Anyway, so we're getting passed on the shoulder. Then, you know, 20 minutes later, we hear like, wee, 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 and there's police in our lane, and everybody's just like pulling off onto the soft shoulder and then driving to the next exit. We did it as well. And then I was trying to find like news stories on it, but I think there was a drunk driver that collided with a motorist or something like that, probably like 500 meters ahead of where we were driving. So it was one of those things where, you know, Kate was like, wow, if we left like 30 seconds earlier, that could have been us. We could have been involved in that accident in some way. And I was like, you know, you're right. But if we had left 10 minutes earlier when I wanted to, we would have completely missed the traffic jam. I know this story makes me look like a jerk, but I was like, I'm not allowing this experience to justify any future lateness in my life. I'm an early boy, okay? And I want to maintain that earliness. Imagine if we had left at 8:30 instead of 8:53. We would have not even known the accident existed. And isn't that really the truest way to win in that situation? I think so. But yeah, I don't know. I was trying to look it up later when we got home. Well, I was driving. That's a joke. I was trying to look it up after we got home, and I couldn't find any details on it. And I was like, of all the times to have something remarkable happen in my life, it had to happen on a holiday weekend when all the news sources are on vacation. Thanks a lot. Everybody's at home enjoying time with their families and not making my life seem more exciting than it actually is for an arbitrary proximity to an accident that might have ruined somebody's life. I don't know, maybe, there's no maybe. I think we actually do want How to Jump. So we are going to miss Boss Rush. Kind of a bummer, because we started to pick up a lot of speed as the run went on here, but a lot of momentum, let's put it that way. We really should be, like, dropping bombs on the regular. I still stand by this room giving us almost no way forwards. No way out, if you will. Walking out, sunshine, judgment, blow you up. Extra 10% chance, don't mind if I do. Happy with what we got going on here. Grab this and move on. So that was how I spent, like, my Easter. And again, I'm revealing the backlog a little bit, but it's not that long right now. Nor does it really functionally matter that much, I think. So I'm also... You guys, do you live the hermit life like I do? Because I'm mad that it's Easter. This is what it's like to live this lifestyle. And I'm not the only one. Like, I'd love to be the Larry David curmudgeon sort of type here, but I think a lot of streamers are going to be in, like, the same boat. I'm mad that it's Easter because things are closed. But moreover, I'm not really mad that it's Easter because things are closed. I'm mad that it's Easter because things are closing early. This is how spoiled I am. This is how you know, like, with me, I'm always the butt of my own joke, okay? Or often, at least. Our grocery store is open today. It's Easter Sunday. Is that the real name? I can't remember. Shroot Tuesday? I can never keep them straight. Which one do you eat pancakes on? We'll try it here. Let's go. That's exactly what I was looking for. This is genuine excitement. Our grocery store is open, but when I checked the website, I was like, it was 4, and I was like, oh, it closes at 6? There's no conceivable way that I could make it to the grocery store in time to shop. Even as I say this to you right now, it's 5:03. I could still probably make it to the grocery store before it closes, but in my head I'm like, it's not worth it. It's gonna be so busy, and why can't the grocery store just have normal hours? Not let people spend time with their family. It's a grocery store that's normally open till like midnight. Probably had a 12-hour opening today, and I'm still at home like, They didn't make it easy enough for me to buy from them. Sorry, have you ever heard a little something called the free market? Oh no, looks like I have to eat pizza again. It's the real problem. It's the same thing, like, and again, I want to point out, this is me being stupid. Last Tuesday, I planned to do all my errands on Friday. I was like, Friday morning's a really good time for me. You know, I got round table at 2:45. That's a pretty late obligation in the whole scheme of things. So I'm gonna wake up relatively early. You know, I got a couple of checks to drop off, things to do downtown, buy a present for my sister-in-law's birthday. So me and Kate got this done. We got some coffee. Get like 1 foot out the door, and I realize it's Good Friday. I'm trying to like act like everybody lives this same lifestyle that I do. Well, what do you mean you're closed this Friday? Oh, it's you know, like maybe the second most significant holiday in the Canadian calendar. I deliberately said Canadian not to make Canada sound like it's weird here, but just because I think in America it goes Christmas, Thanksgiving for the, you know, if you looked at the average citizen. In Canada, I'm pretty sure it's a Christmas, Easter. You know, Thanksgiving important as well. That would be 3 or 4 maybe, but you know, Canada Day's in there somewhere. Oh, Stanley Cup Day obviously is a big one. We celebrate the day that Jordan Eberle scored 2 goals in the third period to tie it up and take the World Junior game to overtime against the Russians in 2004. That was a big one. These are caricatures. Dude, this is like some of the strongest bombs I've had in a long time. Especially with lump of coal. Ooh, that stinks. Or is it awesome? It's kind of awesome. Disregard. So yeah, I'm trying to, you know, gradually I'm becoming more of an adult. You know how I know I'm becoming more of an adult? Because like, maybe not 5 years ago, but 10 years ago, I don't want to insult my boy, but I think I would have had like a more Austin-ish attitude about it. That's just like, well, maybe some business will open up that does accept checks on Good Friday, and the free market will mean that you get outcompeted. I'm sorry, but it's the future. You know, I'm not like that anymore. I'm like, now I'm like, I get it. I'm stupid, and I should have planned on not doing this today, and blah, blah, blah. Getting there. But I still don't want to have a 2-year-old. What do you think is like, this is not a question for prospective parents. This is a question for real parents. What's the worst age of child? Because like us non-parents, when we get together and talk, we have all sorts of theories, right? I'll give you one prevailing theory. Babies. Can't reason with the baby. It cries, you don't know what the heck it's crying about. Stinky diapers, throw up now and then, sleep patterns get ruined, waking up all the time. That's a very sensible case for babies being very annoying to deal with. Give you another one. Teenagers, you know? They start to get a little sense of rebellion built in there. All of a sudden, screw you, Dad, you don't know anything, blah, 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 sneaking out. Raindrops keep falling on your head, etc., etc. You know, and they can get themselves in real trouble as a teenager. That's definitely true. But I gotta tell you, in my head, I'm kind of thinking, like, 5-year-olds. Because, like, I don't know, does the inane... This is so rude. It's like, do the inane questions ever end? Like, it was like an extended NLSS bit. Like, my 5-year-old niece was like, "You're under arrest." And I was like, "For what?" And then she said, "For fighting a big monster." And I said, "Isn't that a good thing to fight a big monster?" And then she said, "No, you're the big monster." And I said, "But now there's all sorts of holes in the and it just went on for like 2 hours. And she's like, "Now you're under arrest unless you say banana." And I go, "Oh, you mean I'm under arrest unless I say peach?" And then she goes, "No! You're under arrest unless you say banana." What do you, okay, I'm under arrest unless I say caterpillar? No! And it just never ends. Like, there's no payoff. I gotta give them some humor lessons here. It's gotta go in some unexpected directions, right? Like, I go, okay, banana. And then she goes, okay, you're not under arrest. And I go, sweet. And then she goes, but you're under arrest. And like, this isn't, it's like doing improv with Michael Scott. It never stops. That's what I guess maybe it depends on your personality, right? Because I think like, oh, that's bad. Having a baby seems like stressful, for sure. And messing up your sleep, that sucks. And, you know, I guess you're probably a heightened level of anxiety all the time from being like, is my child okay? Totally feel you on that. As much as I could claim to anyway, but I don't know, dude. I feel like I'd be like, this baby's a chore, but I can, like, I mean, it is a chore. Let's not be ridiculous. But I can live with it, you know? It's my baby. And I'll cry if I want to. But with like a 7-year-old, I would be like, I gotta get some work done, okay? Like, could you stop with this I'm arrested bit? Plus, all of my jokes were going over her head. And that's, as someone who prides themselves on a certain, you know, level of humor, it was like, tough crowd. I was dropping some witticisms of the highest order on them. You know, they have that expression, like, it takes a village to raise a child. And I always thought it was like, hey, you know, somebody's gotta, you know, deliver the milk. Somebody's gotta, you know, set an example for the kid in how to treat a bus driver. You know, it takes a village. Everybody raises a child because their actions as adults reflect to the child what an adult should act like. What I really realized, and this might again just be my ignorance, it's not that I don't like my nieces, you know, my sister-in-law's kids. They're wonderful kids. I had a great time. But I was like, thank God we're leaving, and we can go back when we want. And we're not stuck with it. As rude as that sounds, I'm just being honest here. I don't think I'm being needlessly malicious. Pull up for a second here. I'm gonna try this song for size. We get Guppy. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, obviously. It's a weird Tech X. I don't think we want Epic Fetus because it's just sort of like not fun all the time. Let's try this. Let's see how it goes. But what I really feel about that expression now is when people say like it takes a village to raise a child, they're like, oh my God, thank God, another villager's here. Can you look after him for 5 minutes while I like go sit in the bathroom by myself and read my phone so I don't lose my friggin' mind? I'm sure I was annoying as a kid, by the way. That's the true mercy of the human brain is that you don't realize how annoying you are as a kid. Moreover, you don't remember, I should say, nor realize, but moreover, I'm not saying the kids should endeavor to be less annoying. I'm not like a kid should be, you know, seen rather than heard sort of guy. I think that's a terrible attitude. Sad bomb still? No. But it is still tedious. I was like, oh my God, I need to talk to more adults. Adults are killing it, dude. Even like the dumbest people I've ever spoken with in my life, aka myself, are at least 10 times smarter than this 2-year-old. I gotta start giving adults more credit. No, I just don't like delirium, okay? Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode and me selling out my own family. If you did, click the like button. I'm still a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.